The Yakuza is Japan's most well-known organized crime syndicate, often compared to the Italian Mafia or Chinese triads. Its history spans centuries, and it's deeply entangled with Japan's social, political, and economic structures. Here's a comprehensive breakdown. Origins and history: Edo period, 1603–1868. The Yakuza's roots can be traced back to two main groups. Takiya, peddlers, engaged in selling stolen or substandard goods at street markets. They developed codes of honor and hierarchy. Bakuto, gamblers, operated illegal gambling dens. The term Yakuza comes from a losing hand in the Japanese card game Oicho Kabu. 893, Yakuza, symbolizing uselessness. Both groups were outcasts but organized. Over time, they evolved into more structured organizations, developing codes similar to samurai bushido and creating a strict hierarchy. Meiji Restoration to WWEAs. Japan modernized. The Yakuza grew, offering services in protection, smuggling, and gambling. They often filled the void where government control was weak. By WE, some groups collaborated with nationalist and military factions. Post-war boom, 1945 to 1980s. After WE, Japan's economy surged. The Yakuza expanded rapidly, capitalizing on black markets, real estate, and construction corruption and political ties. At their peak in the 1960s, Yakuza membership was estimated to be over 180,000 across dozens of syndicates. Modern era, 1990s present. With the anti-Boryokuden violent groups laws passed in the 1990s and tightening police action, the Yakuza faced crackdowns. Their influence waned, but they adapted, becoming more covert, corporate, and international. Power and influence hierarchy: Yakuza families, called kumi, are structured similarly to military organizations. Oyabun, boss or father; kobun, underlings or children; wakashu, junior members; shate, younger brothers. This family-style structure enforces loyalty and obedience through ninkyo, the code of chivalry, major syndicates. Yamaguchi-gumi, the largest, based in Kobe, once had over 20,000 members. Sumiyoshi-kai, a federation of smaller gangs with a looser structure. Inagawa-kai, based in Tokyo, known for international operations. Political and corporate ties: historically, Yakuza have been linked to politicians, especially through campaign financing and vote buying. Corporations, often used for intimidation or land acquisitions. Real estate and stock market manipulation. Criminal activities: domestic gambling, illegal casinos, pachinko parlors. Loan sharking protection rackets, drug trafficking, though many Yakuza groups publicly oppose narcotics. Prostitution and human trafficking, extortion, and blackmail, construction and real estate fraud. International Yakuza have extended operations to Southeast Asia, human trafficking, drug routes, United States and Europe, money laundering, cybercrime, arms trafficking, South America, meth and cocaine links. Cultural impact and symbolism: tattoos. Full-body Irizumi tattoos mark Yakuza members, symbolizing endurance and loyalty. Yubitsume, ritual finger cutting for apology or punishment. Movies and manga. The Yakuza is a staple in Japanese pop culture, often romanticized or criticized. Decline and evolution due to stricter laws and social stigma. Visible Yakuza activity has declined. Many groups have gone semi-legit, operating as shell companies or front businesses. Cybercrime and white-collar crime have become the new frontier. Current status, as of 2024-2025. Estimated members, jumped to 25,000, down from 80,000 plus in the early 2000s. Japan continues to marginalize Yakuza socially and economically. Yakuza now operate more covertly, often blending into legitimate sectors. Major syndicates: Deep Dive 1. Yamaguchi-gumi founded, 1915 in Kobe by Harukichi. Yamaguchi current status: still the largest Yakuza group, peak size, over 20,000 members in the early 2000s. Specialties: construction, extortion, gambling, drug trafficking, white-collar crime structure, highly centralized. Like a corporation, recent split, 2015, a major internal split led to the formation of a rival faction, Kobe Yamaguchi-gumi. Reasons: leadership disputes, disagreements over modern criminal methods. Result: increased violence and tension between factions, including gang wars. Sumiyoshi Kai-based, Tokyo structure. Loosely organized, more federated than Yamaguchi-gumi, known for more diplomatic in conflicts, but still engages in typical underworld activities. Strength: about 4,000–5,000 members today. Inagawa Kai, founded 1949 by Kakuji Inagawa-based Yokohama and Tokyo, claim to fame. One of the first Yakuza groups to expand overseas, US and Southeast Asia, smaller size, around 3,000 members. Notable Yakuza bosses: Kazuo Taoka, Yamaguchi-gumi, known as the Godfather of Godfathers, ran the Yamaguchi-gumi from 1946–1981. Built the group into Japan's largest crime syndicate, famous for handling disputes with diplomacy, but also brutal enforcement when necessary. Shinobu Tsukasa, Kenichi Shinoda, took over Yamaguchi-gumi in 2005, pushed for more business-like operations, emphasized financial crime over street-level activity, imprisoned multiple times, yet continued to run the group from behind bars. 8. Relationship with law and government, crackdowns 1992. Anti-Boryokuden law made it illegal for companies to do business with Yakuza. 2010s present. Municipal laws prohibit renting property, opening bank accounts, or entering contracts if associated with Yakuza. Police also use public shaming tactics, publishing names and faces of known members. Media and public exposure exposés, documentaries and surveillance have pushed many Yakuza members underground. Some bosses and underlings now live semi-retired, with wealth hidden in overseas accounts. Modern tactics and evolution: front companies. Yakuza have diversified into real estate talent agencies, nightclubs, used car dealerships, security firms. Many are technically legal, but used for laundering money. Cybercrime, increasing involvement in phishing scams, cryptocurrency, theft, dark web marketplaces. Younger recruits often specialize in tech rather than traditional tough guy skills. International expansion: ties with triads, Russian Mafia, and South American cartels involved in transnational drug routes, illegal wildlife trade, and arms trafficking. 10. Cultural decline and stigma. Being part of the Yakuza is no longer cool or prestigious. Many young Japanese now view it as a dead-end lifestyle, filled with danger, debt, and disillusionment. Tattoos and yubitsume, finger cutting, make it hard to reintegrate into society. Yakuza-themed media has become more critical or tragic than glamorizing. Final note: future of the Yakuza, they're not gone, just hidden. The Yakuza is evolving. Less about swords and tattoos, more about finance, hacking, and global networks. Still dangerous, still powerful, but operating in the shadows of Japan's modern economy. The Yakuza Code of Honor, Ninkyo-do. Despite being criminals, Yakuza have historically followed a strict moral code known as Ninkyo-do, the chivalrous way. Core values: loyalty to the Oyabun, boss, obedience to hierarchy, sacrifice for the group, protection of the weak, at least in theory, respect and discipline in daily conduct. However, over time, many of these ideals have been diluted. Younger generations have been more profit-driven, and the traditional noble gangster image has eroded. Rituals and traditions: yubitsume, jijimi, finger cutting, punishment for serious mistakes or betrayals. A member cuts off a portion of his little finger and offers it to the boss. Symbolizes humility and repentance. Less common, now due to modern policing and stigma. Sakazuki ceremony, Bei-shi, the ritual sharing of sake between an Oyabun and Kobun, forms a formal family bond symbolic of taking responsibility and allegiance for life. Tattoos, Irizumi, Full-body tattoos done with traditional methods, hand-poked. Themes: koi fish, dragons, samurai, cherry blossoms, used to show loyalty, endurance, and gang affiliation, still taboo in mainstream Japan. Many public baths ban tattooed individuals. Famous Yakuza conflicts: Yama-Ichi War, 1984-1989, conflict between Yamaguchi-gumi and its splinter faction, Ichiwakai, sparked by a leadership dispute after Kazuo Taoka's death, resulted in over 30 deaths. Police cracked down hard, bringing unwanted attention and increased surveillance. Kobe Yamaguchi-gumi versus 6th Yamaguchi-gumi, 2015 present. Another internal split over modern leadership and direction led to a wave of retaliations, shootings, and a surge in police crackdowns ongoing. Tension still impacts regional syndicates today. 14. Notable real-life incidents. 2011. Tohoku earthquake. Some Yakuza groups, especially Sumiyoshikai, delivered aid to victims before the government could respond, sent trucks with supplies and volunteers to shelters, improved public perception temporarily, seen as shadow civil servants. Yakuza in the bubble economy. 1980s. Gangs used construction firms and banks to profit from Japan's economic boom, engaged in jiage, coercing residents to vacate land for development, bought stocks, manipulated prices, and used sokaya. Corporate extortionists at shareholder meetings. 15. Media portrayal and cultural influence. Yakuza have had a huge presence in Japanese and global pop culture. Though their image has shifted, films and TV. Kinji Fukasaku's Yakuza Papers, 1973-1974. Gritty, realistic look at post-war gang wars. Takeshi Kitano's films, e.g. Sonatine, Outrage. Focus on existential gangsters. Yakuza Apocalypse, 2015. Absurd and supernatural twist on the genre games. Yakuza, Ryu ga Gotoku series. Sega's hit action RPGs that blend crime drama with mini-games, karaoke, and surreal humor, popular for showing both the brutal and human sides of gang life. Anime manga series like Sanctuary, Crows, Gokusen, and Shinjuku Swan explore Yakuza life with varying levels of realism. 16. The Yakuza today, underground empire. Despite shrinking numbers, the Yakuza still operate in tech, crime, and finance through intermediaries and shell companies in regions with weak law enforcement. Many